M-Drive is a supplement. Got to use it every day. Want to feel stronger, more energy? Learn more at mdriveformen.com today. Refine your prime with M-Drive. Chris Haynes, senior NBA insider, Yahoo Sports, former Warrior, former Cavs reporter, Cleveland Plain dealer, and he is joining us today. Okay, here's the latest rumor.
Uh-oh.
Here it is. This Laker rumors. Celtics Kyrie Irving will meet with L.A. in free agency. You buy it?
No, I think there's a solid chance. No, I buy that.
He'll meet with them.
I'll buy that.
He'll sign with them.
That's a totally different story right there. And that's why, Colin, that's why I think, first of all, what's your opinion of this right quick? Then I'll jump to what I think.
Okay, so my opinion is, listen, Los Angeles has gotten really crowded. Mm-hmm. The Rams are in town. You got a second NFL team. The Dodgers are well run. You got Chip Kelly at UCLA. You have a new stadium being built. You got soccer teams everywhere. LA's economy is great. Mm-hmm. Lakers are in a dogfight to be relevant. Yeah, crap. Now the Clippers are in the playoffs. And the Clippers are going to get Kawhi Leonard. And so the Lakers are leaking stuff as the playoffs go on to be relevant. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of stuff happen. Well, Rick Carlisle, a bunch of hooey. Yeah. Kyrie Irving could meet with him at Starbucks. Who gives a rip? I mean, this stuff feels like leaks to me to remain relevant.
Okay, well, let me say this. Let me add you. If this were Detroit, if this were Denver, Milwaukee, and Kyrie has promised a meeting, great, celebrate, because now those teams can say, well, look, this just shows that what we've been doing over the last few years is working because now players of his caliber are noticing us. Great. But this is the Lakers, Colin. A meeting? Forget a meeting. You got to get his signature. That's what. So if this is good news, I don't know if everybody in LA is ecstatic about this. They expect to meet with the big stars if they become free agents. They expect that. Now, this can have tremendous backlash. You get a meeting, that's great. You get him in, pitch him on a city, wine and dine him, but then you don't get that signature, and he still goes to Boston? Oh, my goodness. You think everybody is paranoid now. Boy, that would be a travesty if that happened.
Well, that's the thing about, somebody told me years ago in this business, sleep on it. Mm-hmm. And they said, if you have a strong feeling, you're mad at a boss, you want to write a letter to the editor, sleep on it. The Lakers feel like they're sometimes very emotional. Like the day the Clippers clinch the playoff spot, Rick Carlisle story comes out. It feels like sleep on this stuff because I'm with you. First of all, I don't think it's a great look with Kyrie, but I don't think Kyrie would leak this because Kyrie's got a basketball team headed to the playoffs. This is not coming from Kyrie's people. No. Kyrie Irving would not leak this. No. This feels like the Lakers are there's a little desperation here. They're getting ripped for the last 4 months since the injury to LeBron, and they're kind of throwing stuff out there. And like the trade rumors, it backfires. Yeah. I don't think this stuff plays well. And I think fans in general, Chris, are smarter than they've ever been. That fans can see through this. Yeah. This feels like a leak to remain relevant.
Yeah, especially with social media. Things are more transparent now, and fans can pick up on things like this. But I will say this, just to harp on it again, this isn't a mediocre franchise. This isn't an up-and-coming organization. It's the Lakers.
Right.
It's the Lakers.
Be bigger.
Be bigger than that. We expect, if there's a free agent out there that's of notoriety, we expect you to bring them in. But we also, when they come, and you show them the city, you show them the wine and dine, Magic gives them that smile, you show them the retired jerseys up there.
This is not Milwaukee. You sign.
Yeah, exactly. You come here, you sign. So I still don't think the Lakers are a front-running team for Kyrie. I think it's either he stays in Boston or he goes to New York. But it's so that, they can push themselves into a pickle here.
Let's slide over. I still can't wrap my brain around leaving tens of millions of dollars on the table and leaving Golden State and going to the Knicks for KD. The weird thing about this is you have to really, if you're KD, you got to trust Kyrie because KD would he go to New York by himself?
I don't look. I think. This is my own personal opinion. I think Kyrie would go to New York by himself. Okay. Because he's from that area.
Right.
I don't know that KD would. And the thing is, KD, he's not going over there. He's not making a LeBron move. LeBron came over here with no assurances that there were going to get any players this season.
KD's not doing that.
He's not doing that in New York. If KD goes to New York, then that means there's a handshake agreement somewhere else that somebody else is coming along with him.
By the way, when is the NBA ping pong lottery? That's during the playoffs, right?
It is.
Because my takeaway is this. Are we just overlooking this? If the Knicks get the 6th pick, it's a lot different than the Knicks getting Zion.
Yeah.
If I'm Kevin Durant sitting back here, everybody believes that he's already made up his mind.
Mm-hmm.
But if the Knicks get the 6th pick, and you're talking about that you want to play with a kid that, by the way, wouldn't even start for the Warriors.
Yeah.
Like, if I get Zion, I can talk myself into when I go to bed every night. Okay, I got Zion, I got me, I like Fizdale.
That changes things. And also, you can swap that Zion pick as well. If they want.
I wouldn't.
Yeah, I wouldn't either, but there's still the allure of that. And then let me tell you this. So if KD goes to New York, you feel like that wouldn't be a good move for him to go out of the way, correct?
I don't believe in the history of sports leaving a well-run organization, regardless of your talent, to an average to poorly run organization. Pujols leaving, and Favre goes to the Jets. It never works out. Mm-hmm. Regardless of how great you are, you can't go from Google to Larry's computer store. I don't care if you're the genius.
That's the equivalent, huh?
Well, I tell kids all the time in my business, chase management, not money. If you're good, there's plenty of money. There's not a ton of great management.
Okay.
I don't like to move for him.
All right, let me tell you this, Colin. So he can accomplish 3 major things by going to New York.
All right, I want to hear these.
Okay, so I don't know if he's going or not, but if he went and he won a championship over there, he's accomplishing 3 things. First, he's bringing a championship to the Knicks, something they've longed for. Okay. He'll be a hero in that big, huge market. Number 2, he's taking down Golden State, the very team that he was on, and people didn't appreciate his move over there. Some people aren't respecting what he accomplished over there. So he takes them down. And the third thing, he takes down LeBron James all over on the East. There's a lot he can accomplish just by being over East, and it's not a bad market to live in New York. So, you add all that together, then I can see what the allure is over there.
Okay, so let me give you my 3. I don't have them yet, but I'll make them up as we go. My 3 reasons not to go. Never leave great management to average management. And I'm giving the Knicks an average label. It could be worse. Number 2 is it's hard to win championships in the NBA. Kevin Durant's been hurt before. Kyrie's been hurt before. Zion's body. Don't you worry about the torque in his first NBA season. Injuries play a part. Like, we're forgetting that Kyrie gets hurt, KD's been hurt, and Zion. I talked to an executive 3 weeks ago. He said, my only concern was Zion, ligaments. His torque is like Tiger's golf swing.
Understandably.
Okay, my third one, I don't have a third one. So those are my 2 big ones.
Well, I'll say this, but management-wise, they have some of the most top execs up there with Steve Mill and Chris Perry.
People like Steve Mill.
Yeah, so I don't know him. They've kind of changed the tide over there. Now, when you talk about ownership, that's a different story right there. That's still we still there's things to work out over there. But management wise, they're as good as it comes.
Okay. By the way, I'm just going to slide this in briefly. I don't want to extrapolate too long on this. Russell Westbrook was named the most overrated NBA player yesterday. I'm mentioning it toward the end of a show, Chris. By the way, almost I would consider it a subtle mention. It's my 4th question. Yeah,
you're smiling a lot on
I'm
this
saying it kind of validates. One iconic American sports media icon has continually been tough on Westbrook. Does it not validate my opinion? Which, of course, is the key to this whole show, as Joy is discovering, sadly. Just validate everything I say, hopefully.
That's true. Well, I will say this. To me, I think it speaks. I don't agree with it, but I think it speaks volumes because I think, there are fans out there. There are certain media members out there who say that Russell Westbrook is a stat patter and that, teammates move out the way to allow him to get rebounds. He only passes if it leads directly to an assist. And so the fact that his own peers are saying this and are kind of validating your claims to a certain extent.
Which is, by the way,
I think it's
great, but hard to play with. A little bit of a stat patter. back nine surgeries. I mean, he obviously back nine of his career. I've always said this. Very few people in the NBA in their prime because I get press passes that I'd pay to watch. Westbrook's one of them.
Yeah.
I mean, Kawhi Leonard's good. Not a guy I'm going to fill an arena for. I'd watch him. Westbrook in his prime? Oh, I'd pay to watch him.
And that's why I'm surprised. He's one of the most dynamic, explosive players we have in this league and has ever played in this game. Draymond Green was tied with him. I want to add that. That's no surprise because you hear that.
By the way,
his whole
James
career.
Harden's on the list.
Yeah.
I was not a huge fan of Harden out of college at Oklahoma City, even his first year in Houston. But I got to be honest with you. I like James now. I like what he does.
Can I add my theory? I know you like theories, Colin.
Oh, I love theories.
Let me add my theory on why James Harden is on that list.
I don't get the James Harden thing.
I don't get it, but I think I understand. This is my theory. Players always feel like if they had the leeway, if they had the freedom to dominate the ball, that they can put up all-star type numbers.
Not those numbers.
They probably, I don't know what they think really in their head, but they really think they can put up all-star numbers. Some players who you talk to. So I think when you look at the James Harden, when you look at Russell Westbrook and LeBron James, those are guys, I don't know the exact percentage, but 80% of times they are dominating the ball. Everything goes through them. Chris Paul used to be that way when he was with the Clippers. Sometimes those type of players are hard to play with because they hold the ball for 19
and I love Chris, but Chris can't put up these offensive numbers. Harden is uniquely gifted.
So I don't know if I don't want to say there's some jealousy, but there are some players that feel like, oh, they're only putting up those numbers because they got the ball 90% of the time.
Okay, show that list again. This is true. The two people where I think there's jealousy is Harden and LeBron are on this list. Ben Simmons, I think it's fair to say, guys like me fell in love with him, hasn't gotten better shooting. Jimmy Butler can't get along with anybody. Draymond wants a max deal. He's scoring 7 a game, and Westbrook. The two where I sense a little jealousy is Harden and LeBron. I mean, come on. I mean, LeBron went 28-8-8 in his worst year ever. Let's slow down.
Yeah, I don't get that.
That feels. Listen, I think the Harden thing. Let's just be honest about it. Why did we love Michael and Kobe as great one-on-one players, and we all have an issue with Harden as a one-on-one player? By the way, Kobe took the air out of the ball. I mean, Michael could take the air out of the ball.
Yeah.
Because Harden's not as athletic. He's not as vertical. Yeah. He's not quite as dynamic, so we don't like his style. Folks, analytically, what he's doing is like offensively better than Jordan. Yeah, it's absurd.
It's threes and layups. But I think another reason why they feel like he's over, because they feel like he has a cheat code. Like he's drawing these fouls, and you know the way
Magic didn't palm the ball.
No, I understand. But and then the step back. Is it a step back or is it the travel? So he's like kind of reinventing how to be such an outstanding offensive player.
What? Steve Jobs reinvented tech. The great ones reinvent.
I hear you.
The great people reinvent. Harden is, listen, people got to lay off this combining Harden and Westbrook. They are different players now. Harden is all-time offense.
You used to say those two players were similar.
No. I felt for about 4 years ago, but 4 years is a long time. By the way, 4 years ago with Tom Brady, he hadn't been to 3 straight Super Bowls. Like, I thought Tom and Peyton Manning's careers were reasonably close. Tom separated. 4 years is a long time in sports.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I don't agree with it, but just from the player standpoint and what we've been hearing and how they complain to us about some of the votes we make on All-NBA, I get why they came up with those players.
Yahoo Sports, Chris Haynes, senior NBA insider. Good seeing you, bud.
Appreciate it.
Joy with the news.
No.